or not what you're seeing currently is the piece I've been working on for one of my clients. There's actually three pieces. This is the first of the three. It's a slow and arduous process, which I'm slowly trying to. Let's see if there's anyone up there. In a moment, I'm going to join in. Baking books. Let's see. Let's see. This out. To watch me actually draw. So she mentioned my perversions and things. There's only time to use it up. Let's see if I can find the music button. Jazz. Whatever from this piece. No idea if he's here in the comment section. Probably. I don't schedule a time to just jump on so people can actually see that yes, in fact, I do draw. Just a lot of my art is not seen because it's always, in most cases, contrary. So there's a lot I can't show, which is I'd like to show. Look at me. I really can't. This is one piece I can kind of show because the artist is the person that I'm contracting this piece for is promoting a psychological organization using fetish as a means to help people with trauma, which is a really good concept. Mistress Midori, those of you out there in Marvel actually came up with this concept about 20 years ago and built an entire actual psychological study on it. The idea of using BDSM and fetish-related things with trauma and abuse. And surprisingly, it actually had incredible results where there was actually cutting-edge breakthrough and groundbreaking changes in people's lives that actually went to that route instead of the standard traditional method. Part of what Exit to Eden, the movie, kind of touches on the movie and the idea is that a person who experiences trauma that's outside of their control can break themselves free of that emotional trauma by putting themselves in situations where they have no control or cathartically self-abusing themselves in a regulated way, where the abuse is used as an escape or a way to break down the emotional and psychological condition that, whatever reason, I'm not a psychologist, so I'm not the best person to ask this. I just understand the perceptive kind of concepts of it and how it works. So, a good friend of mine, Miss Kelly, that's her professional name, that's the name that I use in reference to what I was to do for her. She's opening up a professional clinic focusing on this. And she has been establishing it for about 2-3 months now. It's called the RACK, R-A-C-K, I think. And the idea is it's a place for people to go to and beat out their trauma, so to speak. She and her colleagues will help you overcome trauma through psychological exposure to fetish-related things. It's not used for sexual gratification, but it's used to actual psychological resolution of problems. It's actually very difficult. So that's what this piece is. It's one of the pieces in promotion for clinic. And then there's also 2 more that I have. So there's this one, and then there's that one, and then there is that one. And these will all be released as part of the campaign as a way to promote perception of application. I should probably turn off that. Give you one. That probably makes things sound about 10 better. You never really realize how loud something is when you have sound dampening headphones on. So in turn, I'm completely oblivious of the wind tunnel I was standing in the middle of that has become my air conditioner. So, I really need to get back on Twitter at some point. Oh, man. Oh, I should get rid of that battery. Ow. There we go. My kid's playing with the very expensive drill with the battery attached. That would not end well. So my late night draw streams are more of a decompression for me, and a way for me to get work done on things that, I can't have present around children. There is no one else in the room. Nobody else is awake. And I just got to watch a wonderful show by a good friend of mine. And now it's time for me to do some work on my own. So let's bring up the reference picture. Whoops, that's not the reference picture. There's the reference picture. And we will go back into there. Oh, hey, I have a message. Oh, Lord Kane. All right, so Miss Kelly, what does your face look like? Oh, blah blah blah. Rack room. R-A-C-K. R-A-C-K in the USA. Whoops. R-A-C-K in the USA. Sorry. Bad songs, bad jokes, bad humor. Let's go with that picture. That's a good facial picture. It's a facial. Good Lord, lady. The amount of keys she has around her face. Alright, so... that's a regular pencil. Where's my actual blue pencil? That's regular lead. That's regular lead. That's regular lead. None of that. Oh, hey. Oh, that's not good. I shouldn't be yawning this early in my night. Let's go for 0.3. And what I will do with this once I'm done is I will scan this in black and white, and I'll probably do a color stream afterwards. And then the color stream will be a visual check where you will get to see me do the coloring of this. Cheek move here. You go under cheek. Heavy cheek move here. Shadow, sorry, move. Here. For those of you curious, I actually find it very rude to do a live stream during someone else's live stream. So I typically don't do my live streams except for my gaming ones at times that other people are running, because I feel that it's disrespectful. One of the things I don't like is there are some members of the community that like to intentionally do a live stream when other people are streaming. And then they do the really shitty thing and they poach other people's fans. So they'll intentionally hop on just for the purpose of trying to grab someone else's fan base and draw attention from that person's stream to their stream. And I think that is crass, unprofessional, and shitty. So I try not to get on streams when other people are on. One of my good friends just finished hers, and I checked and no one else had a stream going. There's a small one in Pops' channel, but I'm not worried about that stream. That stream tends to have its own following. And I don't really have a following for what I do. I have a following for my gaming stuff, but that's about it. Not my draw streams, and most people don't ever really see me draw, so I started going, hey, we should start doing a late night draw. That's what all the other professionals are doing. And maybe I should do one too. So, here we are. Maybe she's not hot. I sent a link to one person. But I don't think she's going to come on. She may be too tired. And that's okay. If she doesn't show up, she doesn't show up. It's not a big deal. This isn't like it's a huge stream to begin with. Why does it sound like there's raccoons on top of my house? I really hope they're not on top of my house. It would really suck. Although lately I've been trying to get them out of my garage, so that's been a headache. Any comments? Nope. Just Mr. Kane. Or Lord Kane. Oh, one of my long-term friends. I unfortunately have a feeling I may have pissed off a close friend of mine earlier today. Which, that would suck. She was writing poetry, and I wrote poetry in response to her poetry. I don't think she appreciated it very much, which is unfortunate. I never know the proper do's and don'ts for a lot of crap anymore. It's so easy to piss people off without trying. Try to be an asset, and you still come off as an asset. I sent her an apology earlier because she seemed pretty pissed off, but you never know anymore. Let's Q-tip is not wanting to work. I have to use one of the older ones. I hate when my Q-tips don't work. Oh, maybe the stuff finally arrived. It's not breakfast. It's water. So, what we're hearing in the background is that there's a small storm. Small storm. It's really nice. Hopefully it doesn't mess up my temper. I just got a new temper put in. For those of you that don't know, I'm actually a minister. I don't really make it public because I don't feel advertising a person's belief, even as a minister, is appropriate. What I believe is my belief. My congregation will find me as the universe sees fit. And as people come across me, either like what I do or fucking hate it. But I am not here to sell anybody on anything. This is what I believe. This is what I do. And if you don't like it, that's perfectly fine. I do what I do, and you do what you do, and that's just how it is. So, my new temple is an Enochian temple. Now, a lot of you may not know what Enochian is. Enochian is the teachings and followings of Enoch. Well, that's partially true. There are many different types of Enochians. The faction that I'm a part of follows more specifically Enoch's teachings. And we have this kind of be like Enoch mentality where our mindset is focused on trying to inspire greatness or inspire positivity or make the world a better place for others. And try to bring more positivity to the world and kind of like a what would Batman do type thing. Be like Batman. Enoch's ideals were that because he was so dedicated to learning about angels, the theoretical God, whatever you want to believe it as, which was the Hebrew God of stories, came down from the heavens and said, hey, you know more about the angels than I do, and I created the damn things. So he took Enoch up into heaven, and in heaven, Enoch got to learn more about the angels. And then the Creator said, oh, well, now that you've spent time with us, we're going to make you one of us. And that made Enoch's life all the better, and Enoch became the persona that everyone refers to as the Metatron, the highest angel, the quintessential voice of God. That's my crush. So anyhow, the idea of the Enochian faith is that we try to be, well, the faction I follow, there's different factions. There's the Satanists, which I can't fucking stand. Like, why do you call yourself Enochian if you are into demonology? That's not what Enoch was about, you dumb fuck. But anyhow. Then there's the people who follow OTO, which is a whole separate mess. Some of them call themselves Enochian, and that just makes my brain hurt. But whatever, to each their own. And then you have those who believe in the angelics, and then you have those who believe in trying to follow the teachings of Solomon, and blah, 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 blah. The group that I associate with, follow, and now run a church for, believes that if Enoch can do it, so can we. So the idea is to focus on being like Enoch. Live your life like Enoch did. Enoch lived to do what he could for society based on what he believed the code of God was, the quintessential Hebrew God. And he lived according to this code before the code was even a thing. And he did everything he could to be like the angels, to understand the angels, to represent the angels. And Enochians, our belief is that if we, like Enoch, follow Enoch's code and do everything we can, when we pass on, we might be gifted a chance to live amongst the angels. So it's a code of mentality to dedicate yourself in service to the Creator, with the potential that you may not gain anything from it. But you're not doing it for the gain. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do. Thus, my church, my little Enochian church that I run, teaches people a combination of Proto-Hebrew and Enochian ideology. We teach people the basics of Enoch, and we teach people Proto-Hebrew, and we teach people about the 19 commandments. A lot of people question that whole concept, but a 19 commandment concept is kind of an oddball one that a lot of people don't understand. The belief on that is that when Mashua, or Moses as we call him now, went up to Mount Sinai, he brought back 3 tablets. And on those 3 tablets was 19 commandments, not 10, 19. And the idea of the 19 commandments is that because the children of Israel were worshiping the golden calf when he returned, he broke the 3 tablets, not one. Some lessons will teach 1, but he broke all 3 onto the golden calf to break the golden calf. Because, when you're gone for 40 years and you come back and your people are worshiping something different, it might piss you off a little. So anyhow, when he came back, he broke the 3 tablets and tried to remember the rest of it as best as he could, and was unable to, and returned back to Mount Sinai for another 40 years, and then came back with 10 commandments. And when you sit down and really look at these 614 Levitican laws, you actually can see in referential codon patterns that are clearly commandments and patterns that are clearly not. And only 9 of the 614 Levitican laws really reflect additional commandments. Hey, there's someone I haven't seen in a long time. And it's those extra 9 in the 614 Levitican laws that are the missing 9 commandments. And part of how you find those 9 is you look to the other 12 tribes, the other 10 tribes, I should say, not 12 tribes. And in the writings of the other 10 tribes, you can see references of these commandments. You can see references of things that make sense. And it's in that you're able to actually see the truth. That, for one, the other the other tribes did not die off, as the Hebrews like to say, but got exiled. And then they went off into different parts of the world and merged with other cultures. And those other cultures, the reason why they have similarities to Christianity and Hebrew is because in some degrees they influenced those other cultures, and in other degrees they were part of those other cultures or became part and merged. So in turn, what you have to look to is seeing the patterns and seeing that this culture over here has similar ethics to the Proto-Hebrew, and they strangely don't really have a connection to Proto-Hebrew, yet their codes and their beliefs are a lot like Proto-Hebrew. So perhaps they are similar to this tribe, and because they're similar to this tribe or that tribe, that may be that they are a descendant tribe from one of the other missing tribes. And I sat down for about, good God, 20 years and studied the crap out of this. And broke codes and rewrote codes and figured out patterns and blah, 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 blah. And I eventually came to the conclusion of what I believe today. The whole depth of what I believe is rather in depth, and that's a conversation on its own. Which, ironically, there is a colleague of mine that I've been talking with about running a Wednesday night, late night live stream centering on theology and metaphysics and all that fun, happy horseshit, and discussing the ins and outs of all that. Once I get my office fixed and get the damn raccoons out of it, no joke, there are raccoons living in my office right now. I'm not in my office, I'm in my kitchen. Once I get them out of my office, then I can turn around and focus on those types of things. But at the current moment, that's not an option. So you do what you do. That is a great photo. But here we are. Oh, I feel like this needs a little bit more shadowing. Where is that dirt? And type 12. No. It's a big thick fucker. So that's the basics of the faith, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but my religion got officiated last week, and now we are running the church for that. I don't even remember why I got into this topic. I'm just babbling at this point. But that's what I believe. I believe in Enoch. I believe that a person should do the right thing, not because there's a carrot at the end of the stick, not because there's, God or Jesus or what the fuck ever else says you should, but because you should. It doesn't matter what the fuck you believe. It doesn't matter how you believe. What matters is that you're doing things to reduce the misery and suffering of others. You're doing things to make the world better. But you made people are so self-entitled and self-appointed, all this other bullshit, that people have lost sight of what it means to be a person, what it means to give a shit. Everyone's so focused on how they can get their cookie at the end of the day that they've lost track of how that's just affecting everyone else around them, and how society's decaying and falling apart because we're all preoccupied by isms and social psychology and ideologies, and this is my Dr. Pepper, and how dare you have a Dr. Pepper that's like my Dr. Pepper, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, get the fuck over yourselves, people. It doesn't really fucking matter. It's like my old friend Sean Kay used to say, did you choose to be black? Did you choose to be Asian? Did you choose to be boy? Did you choose to be a girl? No, you were, based on genetics, based on family. You had no control over any of that. So stop fucking acting like that means something. It's luck of the draw, pilgrim. You have no control over any of that. The only thing you have control over is what you do tomorrow. And what you do today affects what you do tomorrow. And what matters most is how you treat other people. You can be an asshole about it, but it's not going to really get you anywhere in the long run. And eventually, you're going to end up alone. So the trick is do what you can. Help people. People that want to suffer, let them suffer. Says the guy drawing a picture of a chick fucking abusing or torturing some guy. But see, the key question of this is the guy that she's torturing wanting to be there? Because if he wants to be there, for whatever reason he has on the face of the planet, that's his choice. Pure and simple. And God is going to have God's opinion, and Jesus is going to have Jesus' opinion, and everyone in between is going to have their opinion. And what you learn over time is that opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Except gray aliens. Gray aliens don't have assholes. They just are assholes. So the trick of the trade is stop worrying about what other people think or want and try to do what you can to reduce the suffering of others. Make the world better because for no other reason other than you want to see someone smile. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be who the fuck ever else you want. But what matters most is that you're trying to make the world better instead of being an asshole about it. And you never know. Maybe you'll do something nice for one person today, and suddenly tomorrow someone will do something nice for you, completely unexpectedly. It's not about gain. It's not about what you can walk away from. It's not about respect. It's not about money. It's not about manipulation. It's about just fucking being a decent person. Let people have their fun. As long as they're not shoving it in your face and being assholes about it, who gives a shit, you know? As long as they're not hurting you or hurting your kids, or you're not hurting them or hurting their kids, no one cares. And our Creator, our God, when you start looking at the 19 commandments and stuff like that, those were the only rules God wanted. Levitican law, that wasn't created by God. That was created by man. Yes, I know, I'm babbling, discussing things that no one wants to hear, but that's what's on my mind right now. The other things that are on my mind I can't really discuss because they're private and confidential. They pertain to the internal workings of my company. But at the very least, I can draw a gorgeous lady beating the crap out of some guy. Some of you will enjoy this, some of you will hate it, some of you will think I'm a sick, twisted freak. But that's the beauty of opinions. Some of you will love this drawing. And once I release it to the person that's commissioning it, you can buy it off of her. I think that's about done. I just gotta do some touch-ups. I kind of like this Wednesday night slot. After all my other friends are done for the day, I can slide in here late at night. Ah, crap, I gotta go take care of the trash. I almost forgot about that. I gotta throw myself out. Yeah, I know, bad joke. Oh, The funniest part is this is all black and white here, but strangely, the final image will not be black and white. It just looks black and white here. I'm not special. No one's watching my show, which is actually kind of good. I'll probably send a link to this to Miss Kelly once I'm done. That way she can watch this get made directly. And then I'll probably scan this tomorrow, email it to her, and then if I have time tomorrow, do another live stream of me doing the colors. It's kind of funny though. I love being the weirdo in my communities. Everyone's just like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? Who moved the rock? It's like, nah, you don't understand, bud. No one moved the rock. I am the rock. But it is what it is. Micro pen. There's the micro pen. Alright, so now we're going to do some overlay. There's raw here that I gotta highlight very lightly. She's actually wearing a semi-sheer body piece. Like the outfit that the lady is wearing is actually really slick looking. My preparation for Sanctuary as well. How does that look? onto the lenses. How can I fix that? See if that helps any. Doesn't really help much. Another magnet on here. There's another magnet on here. That, my kids, is the end of that for today. Thank you for joining me in this 1 hour draw stream. As I finish up the part of this piece, this will then get scanned and it will get sent out to the client, and then I will go back in and color it. Thank you for listening to the ramble, and I hope you enjoyed that wonderful stream. Tune in next week when I teach an aardvark how to dental floss. Now, let's find a closeout video for all of you fun, crazy kids. How about my closing credits? Here we go. Closing credits in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.